is Chop It Up, a one-of-a-kind cooking show and podcast all wrapped in one. Each week, we invite amazing couples into our home to share a meal. The twist is, the guests get to decide what's for dinner, and I take on the challenge of recreating one of their favorite meals live.
I create a complimentary cocktail pairing along with colorful conversation about love, life, faith, and the culture. Or a one-of-a-kind experience that is sure to serve up lots of flavor. Let's see who's having mine for dinner tonight.
And this is Chop It Up. What's up, everybody? It's Chef Gerard class, and I'd like to welcome you back into my home with my beautiful wife, Brittney.
Hey, y'all.
For another episode of
Chop It Up. Today, our lovely guests are the beautiful Ashley and Jeff Aguys. They are here to chop it up with us, and we are making coconut curry. Is that correct?
Well, I think they're at the door. Let's go get them.
Let's go get them.
Ready to chop it up? Oh, Joseph, how are you? Look at you with the line up around the sides and everything. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I got this done last week, you know what I'm saying? Good out here. Trying to chop it up. Come on, y'all.
Okay, Chef, so how are we going to make this coconut curry today?
Well, first, we got to start with the fish. So, I knew Jeff was coming, so we went to get one of his favorite fish.
Oh, I'm sure I can guess.
I'm going to go get Big Bertha out of the fridge.
Big Bertha.
Oh, no. So I went by one of my favorite.
That is a big wrap.
There's a big fish in here. I went by one of my favorite spots in Minneapolis, Coastal Seafoods.
Coastal?
Yep. And I got this beautiful. Yeah. This is like Jonah and the whale, right?
It's healthy. That is a healthy fish.
Not Jonah. It is.
So what they did, they gutted it for me so it was clean here, and then they also took the scales off of it, which is really nice. When you get a fresh fish, you want to get that. It smells like a bad day. It's not a good fish. It should smell like the ocean, like a little salt, like the water. And then you also want to check the eyes. If the eyes aren't cloudy, if the eyes are cloudy, then the fish is old and it's
been dead for a while.
And it's been dead for a little while. So. One clear eye.
Clear eye.
One clear eye.
That clear? Yeah.
So we got this beautiful snapper. I'm gonna rinse this off and get slicing this baby, and we're gonna fry this puppy up.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so we got coconut curry fish. Tell me, how did y'all pick this dish? Because I don't know. I'm gonna make y'all a dish. Y'all tell me why.
So one of our favorite restaurants outside of Sobo and whatnot. Is Lat14, and
shout out in.
I know, and on their menu they have a snapper curry, and I don't really like curry, but I think you all suggested that we should give it a try, so we tried it, and
when we went together, that's the first time you gone?
I think so. I think so. Wasn't that first time? And every time I go now, that's all I get. I think they got other lovely stuff, but this is for me, so I just love it.
So what do you like about it? Are you a curry typically?
Mm-mm.
Okay, yeah. I feel like I'm not really either. The coconut helps.
Yeah, it does.
Something different.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I'm definitely a heavy curry. I think just that West Indian, like Indian influence in a lot of the cuisine is always my jam. So I like green seafood curry. I like the red curry. I like yellow. I like a lot of different flavors. I will say, I guess I grew up eating a lot of curry as a kid, so I always love it.
That's a staple for
I've not seen
Guyana.
green.
All right, we got one side off.
Okay, talk to us a little bit about the process of cutting fish, because that's real chef stuff.
So I grew up fishing. I grew up probably maybe a mile from Puget Sound, so I could ride my bike to the ocean and fish with my buddies as a kid. So I learned how to clean fish very early, and my grandfather fished a lot. And so usually start with gutting them, which is like what they always make the kids do and make us run. They actually used to like leave the fish live on the dock and let them squirm around, and we would run or in your bucket and scare the crap out of you. So we're starting with this. Like I said, they took the scales off of it. They took some of the fins off of here. And then, so what I am going to do is we're going to make a little incision right here underneath this gill. You need a really sharp knife to do this. So I was in here sharpening my knives earlier before we got started. So you're gonna make that nice cut right underneath this shoulder. And then they took off, there's a fin that goes along here, but they took this fin off. This fin is usually like shark fin, like it's defense mechanism almost, so to speak. And so what we're going to do is, I'm a lefty, so I'm gonna come around, but we are gonna make this go right down the shoulder blade, along the back of it. And we're gonna make this little incision, and we're rubbing the knife almost like along the backbone. Okay. So then once we get a little space here, now I can flip back around. So I can do this upside down. We're just gonna run this, and you can kind of hear like a xylophone going. Yeah. That's just running the knife along the bones slowly, and the fish will start to open up. You want to do like really clean, long slices, okay. Just so that you can kind of keep your fish together. And then after that, we're going to cut them up and try to get it as clean as possible. So I should do this with sushi too. So when we get done, then they would scrape the rest of the fish, and they'll use that for like your tuna poke or spicy salmon or whatever it is.
I'm like hella intent watching this. Like I'm ever gonna do this. I'm never gonna do it.
Me too. I'm
never gonna do it.
That what you?
But I'm like, oh, that's how it works.
I know. I was all into it too. Like, yeah, that's how I'm gonna do it.
You cook a little bit at home.
You know, I try a little bit. I steal all the chef's moves. You know.
That's why you looking.
I'm intently. I'm taking notes in my head right now.
Yeah, my grandmother used to. I seen her clean the fish, boy, back in her day. So.
That is really well. I will get you guys a bit of drink. So I haven't really named this drink yet. I know y'all like ginger beer and things of that nature. So I put together a little. I made some fresh ginger syrup, pineapple juice, tonic water, and I'm gonna just do a fresh lime squeeze on it. And I think you will enjoy it because I know what y'all like, and I feel like it pairs well with the coconut curry. So let me give you a freshly lime slice.
Okay. We got our filet, good. And then I'm actually going to save this for our presentation.
No, this is chef knives.
This is chef knife, you know.
I've been there.
Thank you, mayo.
Yeah, no playing around with that one.
So much. Do we have to wait to consume
No, you can consume it right away, sir. That's a good one. Yes. I had some mint for y'all. I had some mint for y'all too. I don't forget about it.
I want my mint in here.
Have one little extra lime.
Mm-hmm.
Citrus girl, you know.
This is my little fish seasoning. So we're gonna get this on here and just.
We got fish seasoning.
What kind of
stuff is in the fish seasoning? What kind of seasonings is in the fish seasoning?
Secrets in here.
Oh, secrets. Oh, okay.
I can get you one, but.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna season these and just kind of let that seasoning soak in the fish for a couple minutes before we coat it with a little bit of flour to get a nice little crispy fry on there. You got the oil heating up.
Got the oil heating up? What else can we get on here? I'm gonna give you a little sip of drink because you just over there working hard and everything.
I appreciate it. Some libations.
Hard with the black man,
I'll take that from you, chef.
Salud.
Smell good.
It is good.
It's like the Garden of Eden.
Not the Garden of Eden.
Yes.
Okay, so we got this seasoned up. Next, we're gonna get chopped. We got vegetables to get. So we got our onions, we got the peppers, and
it smells good already. It's just fresh cut. It smells good.
Ginger. I'm kind of lazy. You can use the back of a spoon to peel ginger. This is how I grew up with it, just using the back of a spoon
Oh.
Oh, that's what you read.
Wow.
Okay, so did y'all watch me cut that ginger with the peeler earlier? He ain't gonna say nothing about this food technique. And I struggled a little bit too. I was like trying to run around it.
Yeah, he was smoothly, but it's probably taking
I probably didn't do that smooth.
I'm making
not right. No, practice.
Okay, practice. Practice.
Yeah, I don't,
I believe in you,
I
friend.
made a couple of errors in my head already.
I think that's the fastest way that I've seen it done. So we're gonna cut this, and so we're gonna bring this up into a boil, and then once we bring it up into a boil, we're gonna turn it down to a simmer and cover it. I got a little bit of sesame oil in here. I'll let you give them a little
I love sesame
sniff
oil
of
for
this.
anything.
It's potent, so you
Anything
don't
Asian I make, I put a little sesame oil.
you don't need a lot.
I feel like it's, it
It is potent.
Oh, yeah.
But when you smell that, can you taste it in the food that
I
you eat?
can.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we're just gonna do like
Pronto, chef.
2 drops in there, not a lot. Beautiful.
I'm so off nervous.
Just to give the rice some fragrance, and then I put a little bit of salted butter in there, and so we're gonna let that cook. Bring this up to a boil. We'll cover it. What do you think the future of college education is? Because I feel like we are absorbing knowledge so fast right now. There's certificate programs from Ivy Leagues. People are making money in different ways with NFTs. Like for us, it was like go to college to get a profession so that you can make a certain amount of money, but you can do that at the house right now. So what do you guys think what do you think the future of college looks like, and what do you think kids are gonna miss out on by not going to college because there's other ways to make money so fast?
Well, I can talk about the second question. You know what a future is, a big person, honestly. But I think what my hope is that the purpose of education is changing. Like, especially when I think about like kids of color, kids in lower socioeconomic status, like how we grew up. Like, we were taught, like, you go to school to learn. Like, you go to school to figure out what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, what I'm learning is that more wealthy families and kids, they don't go to school to figure out what they want to do. They already know what they want to do. They go for the access of networking, to meet the people. That's why you have, like, people like, I don't know, I can't think of anybody right now. But, like, they meet people, they create something, and they drop out, and they become millionaires and billionaires. But, like, for us, I hope that that's what I'm saying. Like, Kanye. Facts, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
He is.
Making her point.
Yeah, so I hope that, my hope is, I guess that is what I hope for the future, is that the more that we are opening up the door to teach our students and teaching our kids, that I want them to live in their dreams. And I want them to go to school, if they choose to go to school, to give them access to learning and to get into their dream, not learning what they want to do. Because when you think about school, if you don't already know what you want to do, it's only a box. You only figure out what you want to do based on what's on the register. Like, oh, I guess I can do psychology because it's on the list. Oh, I guess I can do, you know what I'm saying? But
I think it's that, or they either show you like how much money the profession's making. You're like, I
oh,
want to make
I
this
guess
much
that's
money.
exactly.
Yeah.
But as opposed to thinking way outside of the box, thinking about y'all, you know what I'm saying? So my hope is that we can increase the access to, connections, network, and money.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you because I feel like the learning of what you want to do should be cultivated and happening way earlier before it does. But you know what? Because there's black people for the most part, we survive it. So we don't have a lot of dream time. Like, I met so many people that I'd be like, what do you want? I'm always want to do what they like. What do you know what? They're like, I'm just now starting to think about that because at that time I was just trying to be 18 or just trying to graduate high school. Like, wasn't no real aspiration, and I'm like, we need to be pushing that way earlier. So by the time they get into college, they can go to the best place for what they want to do, who they want to meet, where they want to be.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to HBCU. I wanted to, I wanted to hit it all. I was chilling. I seen it. I was gonna be in Atlanta. I thought, drum line, everything.
All that.
I thought it was gonna be the thing. You know, but maybe my husband has stayed here. It's fine. I love my life. Everything's blessed. But I just, you know, I do feel like, what if I would have taken that and like, who would I would have met? Where could I be and what would I have become going that route? So I think that people that don't always think that they could, and people that do be like,
But one thing I do think about though, and I reflect on this, especially like my brother, my youngest brother, he is like doing well. And when I think about financially he's doing well. He didn't go to college. And when I think about the fact that I got all these loans, like I might make a little bit more money than him, but he have more freedom with his finances because I got to pay back Sally. You know what I'm saying?
Don't
She
try to
calling
get
me.
y'all together.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm hoping, listen, you know,
Joe,
if you listening,
Joe.
you talking about you want us to, you know, forgive the loans, you know, because it becomes a barrier. You know, when I think about, you know, my husband and I are in the process of buying a home. And like that was a big piece of it. It's like, oh yeah, we make all this money. Oh, Sally. Okay, we do make all this money, but she wants this much. Okay, well, let's see. All right, move it around. You know, Sam and Sally. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that is interesting. I'm on the other side of the fence. I don't think I'm like less and less a believer in college for the future generation, just because when I think about one, what kids are learning in high school. So like I sit and watch my nephew's homework and like the stuff he's learning, we weren't as far advanced in those grades or have access to like college credits as much and more of that programming.
Quite a bit more PCO stuff.
So that part I think is interesting. But I also think there's such a young entrepreneur spirit now. Like when I watch guys who are flipping sneakers and like when we were kids, it was like you're not really gonna start thinking about your career until you're in your 20s. But now it's like your son can build a multi-million-dollar business flipping sneakers and start at 12. Now I think there's some education. I think there's some networking, some different things like that. But the value of the education, where is it?
Okay, so you have a child. What you gonna say? What you gonna tell Jerry?
I would pay for him to go wherever he wants to go to school. I think that from his personality, what I see now, I want to give him the trump. When he graduates, I want to give him $1 million, and I want to be like, you can go to school or you can start a business. And because sometimes I feel like I learned a lot, but I also think about for that time that I was in school, if I was working and had my business and I invested those times into taking those L's, the School of Hard Knocks would have been a similar thing, and the money.
But I also think, and I'm sorry, but you should talk because you ain't talking.
Get you in the
I also think too, like
support black women.
I also think times like it's the zeitgeist, right? It's like this is the time for that right now. That like, and I also think like it's also possible that these things were happening, but we weren't in the space that we're in to see. You know what I'm saying? Like you think about what's that dude, that designer, that black designer that y'all always be talking about?
Virgil Abloh?
Maybe, probably him. But like he
but
like he was doing that what you just said. Like he was doing designs and putting that on people's bodies and making his name. Like you think about people who doing mixtapes, you know what I'm saying? You think about like, so I think it's always happening. But I think that like Brittney said, like we're not surviving no more. We thriving so we can see things more. But like how do we bring kids from surviving to thriving earlier than us?
I think it's showing them how to be entrepreneurs early. You ain't gotta wait for. You can do an NFT. You can flip some shoes. You can sell some stuff on Amazon. Like, I think that they can make it earlier, so where it's not like you're waiting around until you're after college to figure out like. And I also think the education about money is changing, right? So like you have different access. Kids got Cash App and they thinking about finances. You got Cash App and you can get stocks right on there or buy Bitcoin. Like we didn't have that access. You know, like we had money in the shoebox. You know, like. So I think it's changing. I definitely think that part of it is changing, and I just think school got to be free. You know?
Okay. Give me a little pause. Tell me about what's going on here with the sauce.
All right, we're boiling out of control right now. I'm about to cut this down. So I got a blood orange and we are. I usually like to add a little orange juice to my curries. It's one of my little secret ingredients, but I think the sweetness comes from something different, like I was talking about, instead of just like putting a spoonful of sugar in there. And I also think the citrus kind of brightens up the creaminess of the coconut milk.
In my mind, people do lime, but I like that you did an orange and a blood orange, no less.
They had one of these and it was beautiful. So we just got that little zest off there. As you can see, we just took that first layer on. You don't want the pith. The pith is bitter. So you just turn in this. And then I'm gonna have you slice this for me and then just squoze it in there.
Squoze it? Okay, heard squoze. All right, brother Jeff, tell me about all of the futuristic thoughts and ideas that you have.
I have to say this last thing before Jeff said what he's gonna say. I also think that I'm reading this book. The future is
already here.
The future is coming faster than you think, and it's saying that 90% of the future's wealth is in businesses that haven't yet been created. So I think the process of us going to education, we're going to school for jobs that are in the now. But when you think about a kid going to school or my son, I don't think those jobs exist yet of what is going to be the things that produce capital or that push our economy by the time he's of that.
Yeah. I think the first thing is, we got to take a moment to reflect and celebrate Black privilege. I think it's a topic that we don't talk about enough. I think when I think about Jerry, when I think about my son, when I think about a lot of our friends actually, when I was growing up, if I wanted to do or be something, I went to a guidance counselor. We expected the education system to help us figure out what we really want to do.
Yes, we did.
And it's 100 and something kids to each guidance counselor.
Career tests,
right? And you got to take all the career tests. When you think about our kids growing up, like I think about Jeffrey when he come over, Auntie Brittney and Uncle Gerard's house, and we're talking about Soul Bowl and what's happening with Bad Wings and what's happening at Gray's. Like he's understanding the restaurant industry. I think about so many of my friends that are attorneys, and we having those. And so he's learning and understanding all these different fields by being around, all these, folks. I think about in the height of the pandemic, our son's godparents are his godfather is a hospital executive. His godmother is a virologist, MD, PhD.
Right.
So when you're
just a little halfway. Just a little halfway. We almost.
This is great.
We almost there.
I said creamy.
So I think it's a privilege. We're having a privileged conversation because Jerry doesn't need to go to college. Because Jerry, y'all would already have an empire that he could choose to go that route if he wants to.
In a network.
In a network. You know what I mean? Like when you think about Mark Zuckerberg, he went to Harvard, but he already had, parents and the sister was in. So then it's like, I'm just going for the network. Yeah. I already have my idea. He was already a computer whiz. So it's like, if I could, do my own startup, why not go about that route? So I think it's like a privileged conversation, as part of it. And then I think the other part is the future of education is going to be more online and more virtual. We see with the pandemic, everything is virtual. Like, kids going to be kids learning on their own time, on their own schedule. And when it comes to college, more specifically, I don't think people are going to want to go to college to pay all these student loans. No. When, a lot of corporations are having programs, apprenticeship programs, and certification programs.
We got friends that have been sent back to college.
You know what I'm saying?
So that they can let the company pay for you to go.
Exactly. And so for me, at our company 2043, we really believe in entrepreneurship, and we focus on bringing private, public, and philanthropic institutions together to help spur entrepreneurship. Because, like you said, 90% of the jobs of the future are not created yet. So why not our kids? You think about if you grew up in the hood like I did, it was always entrepreneurial kids. They was always, let me do your lawn. Let me do your lawn. You know what I'm saying? But
shoveling, you want shoveling.
But I was saying, but those things were things that it was never thought. This really good book.
Cutting your hair.
This really good book,
The
really good book, it's a really good book, The Miseducation of the Negro, written in the 1940s, and it's still relevant to today. Where it's like when you think about those kids, they were never taught that a lawn business is a legitimate business that can make you a millionaire. It was like, that's what you do during the summer, and then get your behind back in school to try to go do nursing or something like that. You know what I mean? Or to go do something that's gonna work. But that
the plumber makes 6 figures.
exactly. So it's like in high school you could have been, or you could have a fleet. You hire other kids like you.
Cleaning company.
You know what I mean? So there's all these things. Entrepreneurship, I think now too is more available. And it's like more acceptable because I think a generation of parents have seen what pushing kids to education, getting student loans,
specific career,
and then
doctor, lawyer,
And you know, like what the statistics show, unfortunately, a black person with a college degree earned the same thing as a white person with a high school diploma. So, you know, from an equity standpoint too, you're like, entrepreneurship is just a better route. So I think unless students are getting scholarships or education is gonna be made more accessible, because even a lot of these Ivy League schools are now having certifications online where you can go get. So if I can get like a certification from Harvard X on computer programming, I don't want to go to University C or D or F. You know, so
I think that's. But what about fields that are not going that way? Because I mean, y'all talking about business, which I think is important. Entrepreneurship is really important, but also we have people who are in social services. We need teachers. You know, we need counselors. We need therapists, right? Because our mental health is really important. We need doctors that are culturally competent. But anyway.
But I don't think that's gonna happen though. I don't think.
What's not gonna happen?
I don't think they're not gonna be culturally competent.
Unfortunately, so you know I work in technology. Unfortunately, like the pandemic is showing, like teachers are not gonna keep being burnt out. Like students are not gonna go to school to be teachers after seeing what teachers have gone through.
Yeah.
So it's like,
but who gonna teach our kids?
It's a lot of it's gonna be online. It's gonna be hybrid. A lot of that is gonna be hybrid.
So it's gonna be a machine teaching our kids.
I'm not saying it's gonna be a machine.
Or either may be that, or it might just be the field expert. You might be learning from the person in this virtual versus 50 teachers teaching a subject. You might be teaching social services for all the United States or for this half of the hemisphere. Like if you're the expert, it may just be Ashley's giving the class.
The same thing as it is when you're a professor. Like how college, the college professor is gonna go down to K through 12. When you think about master class, you can learn writing.
I'm saying you learn from the
best writer in the world.
What about therapists? You can't have no machine talking to you about
emotions. From here, even though you're teaching. So it might be the curriculum is going to be virtual. What they're saying, you know, I don't like this is the translation. They're saying it's not going to be teachers that's just like teaching general education so much.
But the pandemic has shown that. You when you think about therapy, a lot
I'm gonna learn business path from you, and I'm gonna learn about culinary arts from Chef Gerard, and I'm gonna learn
catch his YouTube.
Yeah.
Catch his channel. Pay for one of his virtual.
What about YouTube though? You can't learn how to be a therapist on YouTube?
I think you can learn how to be. I definitely think that, in my opinion, I think that.
Biased one, by the way.
I think it might be. I think that a really great therapist has skills that cannot be taught. They're natural. So I think that YouTube can teach you how to be. YouTube. I think YouTube can teach you the skill set. You know, the philosophers and all that other stuff about psychology and about therapy. But I do think that emotional intelligence and to be able to help somebody navigate that emotion, I think the great therapists are natural at that and don't need school. We just go to school because we need to go to school because we have to get certification. But I also think that also could hurt though, because how then does somebody who needs therapy navigate that? So like if I'm somebody, I'm just like, I'm a therapist, I got my therapy certification from YouTube University. Like I'm finna tell I'm just saying like how am I supposed to know that you really can talk to me about the stuff I'm dealing with?
Alright, I'm gonna help you with that. Alright,
help me with it.
You don't look down on somebody who got their degree from University of Phoenix or from Capella or from an online university. That's what I'm saying. It's a lot of PhDs that's gotten there. A lot of therapists have gotten there.
Because there still should be happening.
But I'm saying
accreditation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's education.
They gotta reassert.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Certain things that they have to do. Just like the lecture piece of it.
We're just saying it's gonna be virtual. We're just saying it's gonna be virtual, like how it is even with therapy now, like during the pandemic. You know, like I can go look for the best therapist, and I don't have to live in the same area.
And that's true.
So so the future, you know, we talking about also you got to think about meta and. You know, you talking about Web 3.
You're gonna be in the lecture.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You got your Oculus hat on.
And see, that's a different conversation because that's hard for me.
Listen,
human connection is difficult. It's difficult.
Social media was hard for a lot of older people too. Now,
social media hard for me today.
Now they sending you Facebook requests.
But
you gonna be on Meta? Can I join your world? No, sis.
Right. But I think we still have to be thoughtful about those things because it's a lot of unknowns, though. Just currently, even with the technology we have now, there's so much unknown that like it can be really great and it can be really dangerous.
You don't want that beef growing in the lab?
No,
it's I see it
right here with this
sidebar. I was watching something on Netflix, and they were.
Yup, I seen it.
Did you see it? They were like lab grown raw salmon.
Yeah.
Lab grown.
It was on Netflix, wasn't it?
Yeah. I was like,
plant-based.
Wait a minute, what plant-based raw salmon?
That would make sense. I can't even conceptualize that.
No, plant-based. Raw. It's the raw. It's the raw. I think that's getting me. Salmon. I'm like, you can make something taste raw.
Future's already here, y'all. I think when it comes to education, is that, and I think for me, I think the biggest challenge, like this topic is a little emotional.
Because also people don't all have access. Everybody don't have access to technology.
That's what I'm saying. The topic is a little emotional for me because me and Ashley was talking about this a couple weeks ago with our sons too, and like. The stuff that we're putting him into and he's into is already so far beyond. Like, I'm teaching him things. That he probably won't learn. That other kids might not learn till they're 5. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like the stuff I'm teaching him now. The stuff he's learning and doing at 2. So you think about because I'm in a position to teach him those things because I went through this experience of knowing it. And I think about all of our kids that grew up like me. Well, my dad didn't know how to read or write. And my dad was a great person and, did everything for his family, but he didn't know how to read or write. My mom had a 6th grade education. I had to navigate the education system myself. And that's a lot of our kids. So I think it's like the reality of recognizing, one is, the privilege that we have, and 2, how do we share that more broadly with more people? When I think about my friends group, think about y'all, our best friends, it's like, yeah, it's a no-brainer. Like, Jeffrey's gonna have a choice. Do you want to go to college or not?
Where do you want to do?
Where you want to enter? You want to enter as, auntie so-and-so? I wasn't going to say that. You can go to Chicago. You know what I'm saying? You can go to Harvard. You can go to all these places because we know. And that's kind of like what I'm saying. It's
but not even that they can go to Chicago. You can just go intern with TPC. You can go intern. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
And it's like I studied under such and such person.
So,
and that's
now they the CEO, so
they
just give me the job.
Think about it, as a grown man.
That is what happens.
Think about it, as a grown man. I still, a lot of the chefs move.
Yeah.
And I'm on my little Instagram. You know what I'm saying? I got a nice little reel right now. I got a nice little reel. You know what I'm saying? And somebody probably hitting me up right now. Y'all starting to cook something? Oh, no, it's not our cooking show. You know what I'm saying?
Body in there all quiet like
that big body.
I was going. So we hit him with a little pepper sauce. Turn it up.
Island pepper sauce?
And then a little maple. This is like my favorite sweet chili.
Okay.
So that's some of the sweetness, and then we hit it with a little salt and pepper. So our sauce is good. Vegetables still got a little bite to them.
I feel like I need to taste salt a little
You
more.
can dip some bread in there right now. It's good. And then we're working on our garnish. So we got our little fish that we dunked in. That's going to be part of our garnish. This is my little tester piece.
Okay.
This is frying up nice and crispy, and then we're about to get this fish in here.
That rice just is already
The rice is almost ready. Just a nice drain, little paper towel. Just the grease.
Oh God, it's soft.
And then we're going to get in here. Now we've had a little chance for that seasoning to kind of soak on. We season this with a little more fish seasoning, a little bit of salt, and some garlic. So we're going to take these in here. You want to do this is like flash frying because you want your fish to still be moist and juicy.
You want the skin to be crispy?
Skin's going to get a little crisp and dry out as well. So we did
I don't like this fish looking at me.
had some over it.
He lived a good life.
I was fine then. He was like, he had something to say.
He lived a good life.
He lived a good life.
We usually
He's
name.
big, so he definitely did.
We do gotta ask y'all. This may be a house divided.
Okay.
Oh, goodness.
But we do gotta ask y'all a question.
Okay.
I agree with my wife. Whatever she says.
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna just hit Jeff right away because I already know it's the person. Yes.
Dang, it's a BS.
I already know. I know my man.
Pray for Jeff.
Who's the GOAT?
We talking about LeBron or Kobe?
Okay, you can do.
What we talking
We're
about?
gonna go. I'm gonna hit you with a trifecta.
Okay, I heard.
Not the trifecta.
Oh, it's the rap. This is the rap. Oh, you already know. You already
Give me a
know.
ball player. You give me the GOAT ball. You have to give me the GOAT
You know?
rapper
All
and
right.
the GOAT rapper
Yeah.
and best rapper alive.
Oh, dang. Listen.
Yep. Hit me with all three.
So the GOAT rapper. All right, let me just go with the basketball because that's where
Let's
we.
say.
You know, Jordan is the GOAT. LeBron coming up close behind us. Maybe in a couple of years we might have a different answer.
Okay.
Rap. The GOAT is Drake. Bar. No, the GOAT is Drake. The numbers say it, the album sales say it. You know Drake's song. You might not
All
like
time.
it. You know his
All
song.
time.
All
All
time.
time. Okay, all
All
time.
time. It's all time. You
So
know, he
then-
got more
that's the
slaps
thing.
than the Beatles. No, but the best rapper alive currently is Kendrick Lamar.
Ooh.
Kendrick Lamar could fit in any generation, any era. He would be top 3 in any era.
Okay, I'm struggling with the fact that
That Jay-Z.
no.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm struggling with the fact that Drake Aubrey is the
He's Canadian.
He's the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
He's still living. So how is he not the best rapper alive?
So the GOAT, when you think about greatness is not just
Talk to
about
me
your
about
ability, right?
Talk to
Greatness
her
is
about
your
greatness.
accolades.
Talk to me about
So when I think about greatness, I think about the total package. Greatness includes your accolades. It includes the things that you did with the culture, how you move the people. It includes your music, and yeah, it has to do with your ability. You know what I'm saying? It has to do with your ability. It's like skills, right? It's basketball players who more skilled than LeBron, but they're not greater than LeBron. You know what I mean? You think about it's basketball players that were more skilled than Kobe. They have more skill. They could probably be more saucy. They could do all this as a basketball player. But like when you think about winning championships and how he won and being clutch and all those things. Yeah. So when you think about Drake, Drake's anthems over the past 10 years, he got more slaps than the Beatles, yo. Drake is touching Michael Jackson in terms of like numbers. I'm talking about in terms of album sales. That's what the data say. You know what I mean? And you know Drake, you might not like him, but come on, if I say, you know when the hotline bling, and that's not even one of his major songs. So that's
Yeah. I like
you
Drake.
feel some kind of way that he Canadian, you know what I'm saying? No, I know I love Canadians, by the way.
Throw that out there. Yeah. I want no problem.
Okay, Fred, you give me yours, because I don't know. Is y'all house divided?
I mean, I think she's come along to see this life.
I
trying not to-
respect. No, I respect what you're saying.
Yeah, I do too. I really appreciate how you come to your decision.
Yeah, it's very important.
Hey,
thoughtful.
you know how you be when your homies is with you?
It's very informed.
Your homies is with you.
Mine might not be all that broken down.
No, it don't gotta be.
So, my goal, you want just one.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I need the
There you go.
Go and best alive. Okay. The goal for me. Ooh, that's a tough.
You know it's right.
The goal.
She's trying to.
The goal for me is pop.
Come on, we got a friend. I love you.
I don't know his stats and his data and all that
He's
stuff,
still relevant
but
right now.
today,
That's enough.
and I just
Just love, deep love in your heart.
It
It's a
is.
heartfelt
It's
love.
in there.
It's never
And
gonna
to your
go.
credit, I would say Pop shifted the culture and
That's
all the
right.
things that I'm
Speak to
saying.
the stats.
But because of the fact that his life was cut so short, you know what I'm saying? That's why I can't give him the
I
goal.
do feel you.
But that's why he
Yeah,
like
yeah,
top
that
two,
makes
top
sense.
three.
That makes
You
His
know?
life was cut short, but the impact.
Impact was
It's
so
the
huge.
impact.
It's still
I don't
I know. I
know.
went to LA and just went to the whole "With Me When I'm Free"
Yeah.
museum, and
his
it was
mind. I
amazing.
mean, he was a genius.
Y'all, there was room,
That's true.
like 4 or 5 rooms filled with handwritten, unreleased music, poetry, screenplays, so much work. that we. I mean, it was.
And you know, he was about to be a better actor than he was a rapper.
Oh, he was killing the game.
He would have been a producer. He would have been on.
I mean,
And that's why he's still. That's why
it's here. It's here.
Because if he would have had his time,
It would have been
it would have been people that you don't know right now.
What about right now? Who's the
Alright,
best rapper alive?
Alive. Just one, huh? Okay.
You can give me an honorable mention if you have to.
I can give you an honorable. Okay.
All right.
Go
Coming
ahead.
out over here. I'm just letting y'all know.
Ooh, it's looking good, Chef.
I love that color.
I'm seeing it. I'm smelling it.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna recreate. I'm gonna do something.
Great, I'm gonna do something.
Hey, somebody tell my man about copyright infringement.
Thanks.
Boy, you
Oh, wait,
so
and this is the
Tell him
special
he can't
fish
roll it
season.
out
He
until
got his
after.
spit off.
Yeah, tell him he can't roll it out till after.
This is my special fish season.
Hey, y'all see a show called Chop It Down, y'all. I don't even know about it.
Oh, dang, chop it down.
Yeah, come on,
All right. Okay.
Wait. One second. So fish is out.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Hit me with a little garlic salt while we still hot. Just a little bit.
Come on now, because I put quite a bit in
Just gonna get that fresh lime.
I love some garlic, so you probably can't do too much. Okay, garlic salt, mate.
I grew up on the fried fish side of town. So.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we got our rice.
Look at that. It
I'm gonna
smells so
let y'all
good.
finish.
No,
We almost ready to play. You see, my wife didn't ask me because it would be arguing the rest of the night.
What?
Who's the goat?
Oh, no.
I'm
No.
teasing.
No.
So,
We
you
talking
didn't
about
grow up in a black household if your mama didn't have one of these. Man. When these came out, you know how many times I got popped with hot drinks? These saved a lot of life, man.
So, you know what's really funny? I've been sitting there in the cabinet for a couple years, and I didn't know what it was for. I know this ain't no strainer because it seemed weird, so you didn't know.
I didn't know. I had one. But we had
Grandma
one.
didn't
We
tell
got
you I
popped
was
with
looking
it. I didn't know you supposed to use it for nothing
No,
else.
I used to get this pop with chicken grease every day. It was never a problem.
Anybody who don't know what this is, you can ask them if they got grease frying. You was frying fries to it like
Yeah, I
7
was
years
making fries
old?
and all kinds of chicken and pork chops.
This right here.
But I never had no grease protection.
This might be, this might
Bacon
be
and
for
stuff?
people frying fish. I don't know. Maybe this is a little more.
Is it a fish thing?
Might be a fish thing.
Yeah, because the smell of it, what it does is it stops the smell of the fish from spreading.
Does it not? Oh, you had one.
You got one. You got
Y'all made a lot of fish though too.
Ooh, that fish head. Ooh, I'm about to.
So when you go to Lat14, what's dope is they give you like a little sticky rice and they wrap it in the banana leaf. So I really
Does it like steam in there kind of, or is it just for like
it's steamed in
fragrance
there.
and presentation?
The banana leaf does give it some fragrance, but I also think the rice don't stick to the leaf. So
Oh, so they can just like roll it out.
yeah. So,
It look good, Chef.
a little sticky rice. This is like the worst part of anticipation when you be plating and people.
Because
like,
we're
"Y'all gonna put
hungry
on the
already,
plate."
so we're looking.
I had an
I
appetizer.
see. You see how Ashley didn't say who the best rapper alive is. You know, I get it.
Oh, you didn't.
Don't
Oh,
say
see how he did? You almost was out.
I
All right,
did,
come
I
on,
almost did.
come on, friend. Now.
So, okay, I would have to say for me,
Yeah, no, it's you.
it's somewhere.
Lord.
Don't say somewhere.
It's somewhere between. You just gotta get out on the rim, so I'm gonna just kind of
Okay.
put them together.
All right.
It's somewhere between Wale. I love Wale.
Oh, I think
And
Fair shot.
J. Cole.
Cold World, shout out. I give you
Don't
Cold
let
World.
me
I mean,
come
I like.
I love Kendrick though. I do.
We say best rapper alive. Best rapper.
But
Don't say it twice.
I'm just trying to like.
But
I'm
it's
just trying to
just, but when
understand.
I make
sure
You understand to
for
say
me,
best
Yeah, tell me
rapper.
what makes it better. Tell me about great.
right.
What
For
is
me,
best?
what best mean to me? Cause
Yeah.
this is my best.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
who operationalized
Is it who
definition.
you listen to most?
It's who I listen to most, but also who I can relate to
Identify
most.
with.
I love the fact that how vulnerable Wale is.
Oh, I was gonna say Drake.
Drake ain't that vulnerable. I mean, he toxic, but he ain't that vulnerable. But he said it. I didn't. But I love how how vulnerable Wale is, and I think it's also the person, like, they story for me too. And so, like, hearing Wale's story, he struggles with anxiety. I struggle with anxiety, and like, hearing how that has played a big role in, like, he has so much greatness, but the anxiety is a barrier for him sometimes, and I get that. It hits me because that's how I be. And then J. Cole, I think that, I don't know, he just is, and like his last album was good too, but K.O.D. like for me, that was therapy. Like it was therapy for me, and so. It was supposed to be. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and so it just spoke to me. So I think, and that's what is best for me. And it can change just depending on
how you doing.
How I'm doing.
How you relate it.
How you relate it. Where I'm at in my life.
That's solid.
Yeah, no, I like. You had a explanation on why you had the best. That's good.
I didn't mean you to do it like that. I'm actually a big Wale fan.
Yes.
Mixtape Wale.
Hey, bro.
I'm running like back.
And I'm actually a very big Cole fan. He's on my top 5.
Cole's nice. You know, I love Cole.
He's on my.
Yeah. I'm about to say.
Yeah. You do.
I do love Cole.
All right, here we go.
Oh, look at this.
Here we go. We're in the game.
Just let it open up.
You know, when stuff fall apart, this what happens in the restaurant. You know, you just rather.
Regarnish. Yeah, I'm a regarnish.
You know, the servers they be shaking the plates when you clean in the window. Shake the plate.
We want it to look like that, right?
All right, let's get a little bite in. Everybody good on the sauce? I'm good on like a little sauce. So we got our curry. We got a little coconut curry that we made.
So what do you want to do? You want to taste everything separately?
You know, I'm a perfect bite type of person, but I know you like to taste everything individually. Yes. Bishop.
Come on, Bishop. Now don't come here and act like that.
Oh, my bad, y'all. Dear Lord, thank you for this meal. Thank you for chopping it up. Ooh, I know it's good. Help us to enjoy it. Amen.
Amen. Look, y'all, still hot. Still hot. Let's use.
So I'm gonna get in a little sauce. Get a little sauce.
I need a little sauce.
This is different for me because I usually just do this with my hands, so I don't use a fork.
Just on the first 2 bites. Oh, wow. That fish tastes like nothing. It's just so soft and no kind of. Wow, that's really good.
And that
It's so
curry
light.
is so creamy. It is light. I feel like I can eat this
And not feel all full of bloated after.
So how do we measure up?
Cilantro is really fresh too. That's a lot.
I mean,
You did great.
I think that I would pay.
Oh, we got a bill for
Okay.
that. They didn't tell y'all that when y'all signed up.
It's crispy, but light.
So good. Okay, y'all, we gonna go ahead and eat. So we're gonna wrap this up. Thank y'all so much for watching. Thank you to our amazing guests, Jeff and Aggie, and my husband, Jeff Gerard, and we are calling it a wrap. Chop it up.
Peace. See y'all next time.
Ooh, let me get that fish in.
Y'all crazy. Thank y'all so much for coming out.
For sure, appreciate it.
So
Good.
I'm so full. It's so good.
I know, but it was so light though. It was so light.
Yeah, I don't feel like crazy.
Official chop it up doggy bag.
You the first one to leave.
I ate that fish head off camera. You know
I
what
mean, you ate that fish head, boy.
Ooh, it was good. My daddy would be so proud of me right now.
Hold on, baby.
It fit in right nice.
I'll see y'all.
It's the
Yeah, you got boots and stuff. It's cute. You know, I got my little thing warm up.
We got
We had to print it.
I'm trying to buck this down.
I'm feeling that.
That's for my cousin.
All right, love y'all so
Love
much.
y'all. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Oh, it is a little. It is. Ooh, yes.
Why?
Yes.